All right, today we are making fleece blankets. This particular blanket is a 2-layer blanket here. We're going to be making some fringe on the edges, but we're not going to do the typical knot the ends type of fringe. So I'm going to show you a different way that you can do this. So the first thing we need to do is we get our fabric, 2 pieces of fleece, cut them to the same size, depending on the size that you'd like your blanket. And then we're going to cut out a 4-inch square out of the corner. So you can do this in, you can just measure with a measuring tape or something, but I have this handy ruler that I can measure 4 by 4, so I'm just going to use that. 4 inches here, 4 inches here. Not sure if I got that good with my left hand there, but we'll just take this corner out. So the next thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be cutting strips along the side. In order to make sure that I cut them the right depth, I'm just going to take a piece of tape here. I'll just start right here. I'll grab my little ruler, kind of just so I know the guideline, and just add the tape. That's just a rough guideline on how deep I need to cut. So you would do that the whole length of the blanket, but I'm just going to do just what's visible on the camera, just so that it's quick and easy to show you. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to measure from here to our next cut 1.5 inches. So I'm just using my mat, the numbers on my mat, to do that. This line right here is on 4, so I will go to the 5.5 inch mark. And then I will just make a slice and just go right up to that tape. And if I'm just shy, that's fine. If I cut into the tape, that's fine. That just gives me a rough estimate. And so then we'll just continue on down the fabric. Every 1.5 inches we will make a slice. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're just going to make a little slit right here. This slit's going to be about 1 inch long. Again, I don't necessarily measure, but I'm just going to cut a little slit in each strip. And it's going to be on the upper end towards the tape, and it's just about 1 inch long. So we'll just take our cutter. You could do this with scissors as well. This just makes it quick and easy. And we'll just go along and we'll just make a little 1 inch slit all the way down. Now we would continue this all the way around the blanket, cutting out our 4-inch squares on each corner. But let me just show you how we put this together. So once you've got all your strips, you could do a side at a time. Remove the tape, and then I'll show you how we do this cool look. So basically you're just going to take your pieces and put them through the hole, and then they will just have this cool little effect with the opposite color, or the back side of the fabric, showing through onto the front. So we've got the peachy orange color on the back, and then when we flip it through like that, then we'll be able to see on the front, and it has a cool look to it. And it's not as bulky as a typical knot when you just knot these fringes like we were all taught to do when we first ever made fleece quilts. Alright, so that's how you make this fleece blanket with this fringe. I think it looks a lot classier than the typical knotted type that we often do, and it's very easy to do as well. So if you'd like to see the back, this is kind of what the back looks like once you've done it. One thing that I'll tell you my experience with, I've been making these for a lot of years, and I wondered if when you wash it, if these would come undone, because they're not like knotted. They're just slipped through, but I haven't had any trouble with them coming apart in the wash or with kids dragging them around or anything. So they stay together and they work nicely and they just look really cute.